Hello. Today we are going to create a recurring video conference with the 3CX software. From the main 3CX screen on the left-hand side, you're going to go to Schedule Conference. If you have not had any other conferences scheduled yet, you'll just go right into it. Otherwise, at the top, click the plus sign to create a new one. Select Video, and then select Later. So say you're doing like a 5-month long project and you want to have a weekly meeting on a specific day. You want to set your farthest date out that you believe the schedule will be. So for here, we'll just say we'll do 6 months. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll do September 30th because we'll make this a Wednesday meeting. The meeting's going to occur 2 p.m. on Wednesdays. And we'll say this is going to be typically an hour-long meeting. So you can, in the subject line, you want to put the general idea of what the meeting is going to be. So we'll say weekly project update, weekly discussion of project progress. Typically, you're going to want to leave this set as web meeting rather than the webinar. So leaving it as web meeting allows everybody to be a part of the discussion. Setting this as webinar only allows the organizer to share their screen as well as the only person being able to talk. Web meeting allows everybody to be a part of the discussion and share their screen. If you'd like, you can come in here. There's a few additional settings. You can turn everybody's microphone off, turn their cameras off, or turn off the ability to allow chat. You can usually leave this set as automatic for the location and the bitrate to leave alone. Having these checked like this, those features will all be still turned on. Go ahead and click OK. Under the calendar section, you're going to want to choose the iCal file and then go ahead and create the meeting. At the bottom of the screen, it will download a little file. Click it once, should open in Outlook. If it asks you what program to open the file with, you're going to want to pick Outlook and then it will open on the screen like this. First off, you want to come up to the top, make sure you set it to busy so that nobody else schedules anything during the same time on your calendar. If you want, you can set a reminder prior to the meeting, a little pop-up, come up maybe about 15 minutes prior to. So if you want to have this as a weekly meeting, you're going to come in and do recurrence. So we said the meeting's going to start at 2 p.m., go to 3 p.m. on a daily basis, or on a weekly basis. So we said weekly, every day on Wednesday, but we want to come back in here. And so our start date is actually going to be the 1st of April. And then we want it to end, and we didn't want to go into 2020. So that will be 6 months worth of meetings, and then click OK. So because this is a web conference, the location is just going to be a web meeting. If you want, you can put any additional information about the meeting as it goes through in here. Come up to the top. We want to invite the participants of the meeting and go ahead and click send. They'll get an email with that invite of when that meeting will be starting. Once you are getting ready to go into the meeting, the best way to start the meeting is to come back from your main screen, come in here to where it says schedule conference. You're going to pick that particular meeting that you started. So we call this one the weekly project update. You can either click here or click down the link here in the meeting to join that meeting. Because I'm already logged in, it's got my information. Hit the login button. And I don't have a webcam hooked up right now, so that's why I get that warning. If you want, up towards the top, you could turn off your camera if you don't want people to see your face. You can mute your audio if you need to, or if you need to cough or speak to someone else that you don't need the other participants to hear you. You can record the meeting. If you record the meeting, it will be available for 7 days after the meeting. once the meeting is over, you will get an email with a link to that file where you can then download and save that for a longer period of time. During the meeting, you can share your screen. This allows you to show one particular screen. If you have one, you can show one particular application that you might be working in, or just one particular Chrome that you might have open within Chrome, depending on what you want people to see. So typically, most people just share one screen and then open multiple different applications and files as part of the conversation. If you want to share and show people what you're working on, you can upload documents that other people can open and see as part of the conversation. You can use a whiteboard to be able to draw things. There's two different options. There's a blank version and also one that's got grids included with it. Or you can also, as part of the meeting, create different polls as part of the conversation to get everybody's input. On the right-hand side, you can always invite more people or share the link to the meeting itself. You'll see the list of the attendees. You'll see if their microphone is on or muted. You'll see if their camera is on or turned off, which you will also have control of muting and turning their cameras on and off, and see who the organizer of the meeting is. There's an option here to chat during the meeting so someone can ask a question without interrupting the person that's talking. Once the meeting's over, go up towards the top, go ahead and click Leave Meeting. And this will end the meeting. So as I discussed, the reason why you wanted to pick this date, the farthest date out here, because when this saves, is typically once a meeting is over, within 7 days, that meeting will disappear. So when it's a one-time meeting, this will go away after 7 days. So that's why when you leave it as a scheduled, the farthest date out, this will stay here until after that date.